Hi everyone, welcome to the road trip. Today we've got a really fun video to look at. We've got a pair of Challengers. One is a 1970 Challenger TA. The other is a 2018 Challenger TA. And we're going to do a little walk around, take a look at both of them, look at the differences, and see all that has happened in the 48 years between the two of them. And we've got Tom with us. Tom's the lucky man that owns both of these cars. Thanks, Tom, for showing us your Challengers.
Oh, you're welcome, Mike. Glad to have you.
I don't know how you came across two of the same looking cars 48 years apart, but can you give us a story how you came across the two of them?
Well, it all started out, my first new car was a 70 Challenger I bought. Actually took delivery in December of 1970.
Just a regular Challenger?
It was a 340 4-speed.
Okay.
And it was kind of a rare, it wasn't an RT and it wasn't a regular Challenger. And I found out just recently it was a special package. So it had some RT features, even though it wasn't considered an RT. Drove that car, it was my daily driver and only car. And drove it rain, snow, sleet. And then we had the oil embargo come in 1974. And I had trouble getting fuel. So I actually sold it and bought myself a Subaru. That was a big mistake.
You went from a Challenger
economy car that I could find because everybody, the Datsuns as they were called then, and Toyotas, they were all gone. And I went to a Subaru dealer. He had two cars left. So I needed the car for work and I traveled locally. So I bit the bullet and sold this car. And
how did the Subaru work out for you?
You know, it wasn't a great car, but it was great in the snow. It was the best front wheel drive car I ever had in the snow. Yeah. And it was red too. And it got totaled. Like I hit in the rear and the whole floor buckled up like a TP.
Oh, gosh.
And, but around 1980, I really started, I told my wife, I said, I got to get another Challenger. And, you know, I looked maybe at about 100 of them before I found this one. And it was a North Carolina car, which was virtually rust free. And it was just kind of an accident that it turned out to be a TA. I didn't know that how much more valuable they were than a regular
So TA, you basically stumbled across
Challenger. And it was just dumb luck.
Yeah.
And I bought this one, and the guy I got it from, he was in Binghamton, New York, and you know, needed a lot, but I didn't pay a lot of money for it at the time. And over the last, we got it in '85, so 15. Last 40 years, it's just been one refurbishing thing after another.
Yeah.
3 years ago, it was repainted, stripped back to bare metal, and I was relieved that it was rust free, and we used a reproduction top from Legendary.
Okay.
What I found out too with these tops, no matter who you buy them from, they all come from Legendary. They own the rights. So
do they?
It took me a long time to get the top because they were behind in production.
How did you come across the 2018? Did you go searching for that?
I was not really searching for it. In fact, I was out of the loop. I didn't know they even had a TA version. And I was surfing the web one day, looking at cars as I always do. You know, we car guys, in our spare time, we just dream of cars.
Yeah.
You know, look at car ads, read about cars. So I was surfing the web and came across an ad that Reedman Toll had. And they had a red TA, a 2007 or 2018. So I called over there and I talked to the salesman. And he said, well, we don't know if we can hold it for you. I wanted to put a deposit. He said, no, you have to come up and sign the paperwork. And he didn't quite understand why I wanted this particular car. I was trying to tell him I got maybe you could call this one the grandfather of this one. Or the great grandfather. But anyway, it worked out. I got up there the next day and bought the car. And here we are.
So it's kind of funny. You stumbled across this one in this color combination, and then years later you stumbled across this one in the exact same color combination.
Yeah, it's more
same trim level.
This is called Tour Red, and this was called FE5 Bright Red.
Well, I could see why you had to have this one once you stumbled across it. They're twins, but they're not really twins.
No, they're eons apart. But
yeah. Eons is a good way to put it.
Total different driving experience.
Let's look at the grandfather car first, because this one, I think everybody's going to find this one is really cool. Everybody loves the 70 Challenger. I got to be honest with you. I prefer the Challenger over the Cuda, as amazing as the Cuda is. Maybe it's the styling. Maybe it's the quad headlights. I just prefer the little differences.
The Challenger was the upscale. It's built on a little longer wheelbase than the Cuda. And it's proportionally, it's a little longer. It's got a little more, Dodge was a mid-price car, as Plymouth was the lower-price car.
Yeah.
So the Dodge was somewhat upper scale.
Now, let's focus on, obviously, they're similar colors. They're both TAs, even though they're 48 years apart. This is a 346-pack car.
Correct.
This is a 392 Hemi TA,
right.
Obviously more modern, more horsepower. Let's look at some of the trim levels first. The wheels on this, on the 70, are these standard wheels or are these TA wheels?
That was an optional. That was called a rally wheel with the trim rings.
Okay.
They came standard with steel wheels.
Okay.
And dog dish hubcaps.
Even on a TA? Or,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Even on a TA.
And I noticed, obviously, you got the striping, which I like. 346-pack call outs on the fender. All TAs had the fiberglass blacked out hood.
Yep.
And that's a functioning scoop.
It is, and that hood's original to the car.
Is it? I noticed how straight it is and how nice it fits.
Yeah, it doesn't. A lot of them are bowed in the middle.
Yeah.
This has a slight bow, but it's not bad.
Okay.
They had special hinges for this car.
You have the hood pins.
Yeah, that's all they had.
So there's no latch in the center? And you said they has special hinges just for the fiberglass hood?
They're softer. They're not as strong as like the steel hood.
Why would that be?
Because of the fiberglass is lighter and it would bow it.
Okay. Just the easier on the fiberglass hood, I guess, opening and closing.
And I found out the hard way because one day I neglected in my hurry to get out of the driveway. I got to put latch the hood pins, and I got about 20 feet and the hood flew up. Really? Fortunately, it didn't damage the hood. It just bent the hinges.
That's a lot of acceleration in 20 feet to lift the hood up.
That I thought I could get hinges easily.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I had to send them to a guy in Canada. I forget the name. And he rebuilt them. So.
And he knew they were different hinges.
Yeah, huh? he specialized. I forget the name of the company, but they specialize in hinges and things like that. And he rebuilt them and straightened them.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The wheels on this car, the front wheels are slightly smaller than the back?
Well, not the wheels. It's the tires.
The tires.
Yeah.
So they're the same wheel, just different size tires?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they are the same wheels.
Okay. But they're a little smaller up front than the back.
Yeah, the car originally would have come from, when new, it came with E60 15s.
Okay.
They're almost impossible to find. If guys went for used ones, $1,000 for a used tire that's 50 years old. And the back came with G60 15s.
Okay.
Now, they did reproduce the Gs for a while. In fact, you might still be able to get them. And somebody did reproduce the Es, but once again, they weren't cheap. And unless you're going to make a trailer queen.
Yeah, they got to be right.
It's like...
now, all of the TAs, I see this one dumps in front of the rear wheels, the exhaust. All the TAs dump there? Is that correct for TA?
That was pretty standard. Standard for the TA and the AAR CUDA.
And that's the right tip? That's the trumpet-looking tip?
That is.
Very nice. Can we open the door, the driver's door? Take a quick peek inside. Before I look in there, I see this has a vinyl top on it. Were all TAs with a vinyl top, or was that
an option? Some of them don't have. Like the Chargers, most of them, like what are they? The Daytonas.
Okay.
They had a seam, that they had to cover up.
So they used that as a pretty patch,
you could get it with or without the top. That was an option.
I noticed this has a very unique looking grain to it.
Yeah, Chrysler referred to that as Boers grain. Boers grain, yeah.
Okay. Let me look in here. First, let me look at this door panel. Nice, clean door panel. Is this the original panel, or did you have to replace that?
It's an original panel, but I replaced the one that was on the car. It had gouges on the side.
Okay.
I got this from a place in Upper Peninsula in Michigan that sold used parts.
I always thought this was unusual, this lock mechanism on the handle there. Very different. Totally Mopar. Looks like a one-piece molded
Yeah,
plastic.
it is. Yeah,
Now this is an automatic car.
it is.
Were they all automatics, or could you have
No,
opted
in
for a
fact,
four-speed?
that's the reason I got this car. The man that sold it to me, he found the 4-speed and he wanted that.
Oh, so he changed his mind.
So he changed his mind, and that's how I got this car, which I actually found the whole junk car that had a 4-speed setup,
Uh,
and I was toying with changing it over, but now as I've gotten older, I'm glad I
you're
didn't.
glad you didn't. Well, I'm glad you didn't too.
Yeah.
I like it as original as possible.
Because if you're in traffic, the 4-speed gets to be a headache for an older person.
I'm looking at all these gauges. You got a 150 Speedo on here, which is really neat. You've got the tack, you've got the other gauges, and you've got a clock.
Yeah, that's also an option. That's the Rally Dash.
Oh, okay.
The TAs came with a standard dash that would be like in a 318 or a 6-cylinder.
So what is the option include? Just the rounded gauges or the
Yeah,
clock?
it's called a Rally Dash,
Okay.
and it gives you the clock, it gives you the tack, and it's got a whole different layout than
The regular Challengers?
yeah. Instead of like that's got 4 equal size gauge
Yes.
gauge faces.
Yes.
The other one's got one for the speedometer and four smaller ones, I think.
Over here, I see you've got an 8-track player. This kind of threw me for a loop. This bottom door here is for your 8-track.
Yeah, that's right. We insert that.
And this is an AM radio.
Yeah, it's AM 8-track stereo.
I noticed this because it has the 8-track. I would imagine this panel here is unique to the 8-track cars, because without the 8-track, this would just be a flush piece of molding, I guess.
Yeah, I forget what it is.
That's got to be hard to find.
I think you're right.
And this unit here, this aftermarket, is just for an FM band?
Yeah, that is. They sold that. You could buy them at Pep Boys. That was big back in the day.
Pep Boys,
when
yes.
You had just a AM radio.
You gotta get your music right back then. You need the FM.
And it works well.
Does it?
I can even tune my Bluetooth into that FM converter.
Oh, do you have Bluetooth on this?
Well, through that converter, that's in the ashtray or something plugged in there. That's my Bluetooth thing.
Okay. I see you have the vent switches left and right.
Yep.
And I see an opening underneath the dash. I guess that's where the vents, where the air comes out?
Yep.
How about that? Let me slide out here. It's very nice, nice gauges, nice setup in here. The dash looks very nice. Is that an original dash?
Well, it's an original dash, but it's not original to the car.
No?
Once again, that came from this fellow in Michigan. My dash, being a Southern car, was all split around the speaker grills. I have it saved. I was going to send it out to redo it. Just dashes was just coming into operation when I found this used one. And the used one was really nice. And
yeah, well, good used is definitely the way to go.
And the 70 is a 1 year only. It's got a different Challenger emblem.
Yeah, I noticed the emblem on the other side. We'll take a peek at that when we get over here. Let me look in the back seat real quick.
You got to push that. See that?
Oh, down here? There we go. Nice clean back seat. A decent amount of leg room. I noticed the bottom padding is a little bit short. The bottom seat area is a little short. I guess to give you a little more of a leg room. And you've got 2 speaker vents back there. Is that optional for this?
Yes.
Or do these all come with one speaker?
No, they came with no rear speakers.
Okay, so
there's all the speakers in the back were optional.
How about that? How about that? Very nice, clean interior. It's all correct. There's no wear. The headliner looks nice. I mean, this is really, really nice. It's held up great. The sill plate looks nice. Very cool.
Yeah, got a little damage to it. A guy was working on the car. He had the keys to the car in his pocket and forgot.
On the sill plate?
No, right here in the seat. Gouged it out.
Oh, right there. I see it. Well, you had to point it out to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have noticed it if you didn't point it out to me.
It's on my to-do list. They can just replace that piece there. You know?
Well, let me walk around the back here. Maybe we can pop the trunk. You can shut that, Tom. You can see the difference between the back of these two cars. They do look very similar, like a modern version of the original. I like the big wide lens in the back for the Challenger. 70 TA is your plate. That's cool. You've got, because you have the exhaust dumping in front of the rear wheels, you've
Right,
got a,
so that has its own balance. The
It's-
RT would have the cutouts.
yes, you've
for
got a
the
unique
RT
balance.
pipes.
And the Challenger TA spoiler on the back, that's an option for the TAs, or that's standard for TAs? This black lip.
Yep,
Can we pop the trunk? Take a
sure.
quick look. Very nice. Look how clean this trunk is. That's where you put your jack.
Yep, that's
where
where
they
the
normally
jack
are
goes.
mounted?
That was the original jack.
You've got a model of your car. How cool is that?
Yeah,
Same color.
yep, same wheels.
Yeah,
Same.
with a car like this, you got to get the model. You got
Yeah.
to search out that model.
Took a while to find it.
What is all this here?
This is some original literature that was for the TA when it came out. So they gave it to the salespeople,
Okay.
and that inside,
To promote the TA?
right inside, they showed all the
How about that?
the differences for
Yeah.
what was the TA, what you got with the TA.
How about
Now
that?
it came standard with a 355 rear. This car has a 391 8 3/4, which was an optional rear.
Nice thing to have. Very nice thing to have.
And
And that over there, I guess, is all the receipts over the years?
well, your seats and
You have the original window sticker?
yeah, this is it's a repo.
Okay.
This was a Govier.
Okay.
So he decodes your build sheet,
And that's the build sheet over there?
and this is the build sheet that was behind the rear seat
How
and the
about
rear
that?
seat springs.
How about that? Good stuff to have.
So, it's kind of documented.
Yes.
And I added some things on here that weren't, like I put a power steering cooling on, and I added quick ratio steering.
Okay, so it's listed in this.
It's not on there.
Oh,
But
okay.
this is how the car came. These are things over the years I
That
added.
you've added. I got you.
The quick ratio steering is a big plus. And
One thing I just learned today, your speaker, I should say your antenna that's on the back quarter panel there. To your right. That's unique to the TA cars. Let me walk around you. I understand this is mounted in the back of TA cars and non-TA cars.
yeah,
It's on
I've
the
never
front fender.
I've never, I mean, probably somebody may have done that, but I've always seen the TAs, and I guess the AAR Cudas are the same too.
Yeah. I love the fuel door. The fuel door here. This is totally Mopar.
Yep.
It's got to be the coolest.
And they put them on the
feature.
RTs and all.
Very nice. Look at that. Love that.
Well, it was
Says
a
fuel.
big plus was when I started reproducing the gas tanks. I had fuel problems because the gas tank was rusted. So at the time, I used what was available to coat the inside of the tank, and for a few years it worked. But when the gas formula started changing, the ethanol, the whole sealant thing fell, and that's why I'd be driving down the road and be starved for fuel.
Yeah, you're having
And
issues.
finally, they started repoing the gas tanks. I mean, I guess fortunately or unfortunately, these cars have become like Mustangs and Camaros now. You can almost build one from nothing.
Yeah. Well, they're valuable now.
Yeah.
Can we pop this door open?
Sure. When I got this car, nothing was available. You had to get good used.
You'd have to actually do your work.
Or new old stock.
This is that Challenger emblem you were talking about.
Right.
I'm not sure if Just Ashes or anyone else could replicate that so cleanly.
Somebody recently
How
I
nice that
saw
is.
they were doing it, but I don't know how they were doing it, because that's really embossed right in there.
Yes, it is. You got lucky to find such a nice, clean dash.
Yeah.
And the passenger side looks pretty much untouched. Beautiful, clean,
Well,
correct.
most of these cars, the driver drove in it. The back seat was hardly ever used.
Another nice, clean,
The passenger
tight door panel.
seat, was hardly ever used.
Yeah, look at this. How nice this is. Why don't we shut it, and then maybe let me look at the the Challenger, the new one.
What, you know,
Yeah, we'll look at the hood. Okay, well let's open it up now
All
then.
right.
Let's open up the hood now then. I wanted to look at both of them, the
Yeah,
exterior
okay.
features, and then get into
Oh, all right.
the engine. But we could do the engine now. Let's pop this baby up. Now, what are we looking at, Tom?
Well, this is a 340 six-pack car, which was homologated for SCCA,
Okay.
and it's rated at 290 horse, but I've read in some articles that it's more like 375,
Okay.
and it's probably closer to the truth because the regular 340 was rated at 275 horse, and even at the drag strips you ran in C strictly, which put it at 3¼ horse. You know.
Okay.
So they punched above their weight when they were
Yeah.
for a street car.
Well, they were going to sandbag it a little bit since they were going to
And
go.
I guess part of it was the insurance.
racing.
You know, back then the young guys were facing huge insurance increases. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think they referred to the 340 back then as the mini Hemi.
Now this is it's set up now as a 6-pack. Was it born a 6-pack car?
Yes, it was.
When you bought it, was it a 6-pack?
When I bought it, it didn't have the 6-pack mounted. It was in the trunk.
Okay.
It had a couple issues. The carbs had to be rebuilt, and the manifold had a crack in it.
Okay.
I had a buddy who was an expert aluminum welder, and he kind of repaired the manifold.
Okay.
And but we put repo carbs on it, and so I kept the carburetors. And a buddy of mine who's a 6-pack guy, he asked me. I happened to be talking to him and told him I had the original carbs. He said, "Well, what was wrong with them?" I said, "Well, Joe told me at the time that they couldn't rebuild it."
Yeah.
And Eric, he looked at it.
And he helped you?
Yeah, he helped them rebuild it, and it was very good.
Well, that's good. It's nice to bring it back to the way it's supposed to be with the 6-pack. As much of a headache as it is to keep them tuned, it's definitely worth the effort. I noticed you've got direct injection, I guess, for the air into the
exactly
into the air breather. I see these two tubes out here. Correct me if I'm wrong. If water were to get in here, it would drain into this area and come out these tubes?
That's the idea.
Is that the idea?
I never tested it since I had it.
Let's hope you never have it in the rain.
Yeah, it's not in the rain often.
But water would drain into this belly, I guess, and then there are 3 or 4 openings that drains into these drain tubes on either side, and there's one on the other side as well.
Correct.
At least that's the intent. There's the other one right there. I also noticed the engine is mounted a little off-center, a little bit towards the passenger side. You could see the exhaust manifold over here, all the room you have.
Yeah, and I guess they wanted to make room for the brake booster and all that.
Yeah, for the booster and the steering box. And on the passenger side, the exhaust manifold looks different, and it's closer to the shock tower.
Yeah, this had headers on it when I got it.
Did it?
You know, I had to hunt down the exhaust manifolds. Like I said, it was a basic, car. It was in good shape, but it had some mods that I had to correct, and things I upgraded. A couple of things were pitted, and
Well, you had the original carburation with it when you bought it, so that's a key factor. Nice reproduction of battery you got there. That's always nice to have.
Yeah,
that finishes it off nicely. I love this one, Tom. I really do. But I got my eye over here on this 2018 TA. Let's take a quick look at this one.
Okay.
At least on the outside features, let's talk about the wheels. Obviously, are a lot bigger, taller, bigger, meatier.
They're truck-size wheels. They're 20-inch wheels.
They're 20-inch wheels.
Yeah.
Now, the 2018 TAs, did they come with these type of wheels, or these an upgrade?
That's how they came.
These are the wheels you would have got with a TA?
Yeah, I don't know if they had upgrades, but I just took the car as it was on the lot.
As it was
all-season tires.
As it was listed. 392 Hemi?
Yep. And they came standard with a what they call the 575.
Okay.
Which was the smaller Hemi.
Now the 70, you've got the blacked out fiberglass hood, the black vinyl top, and the little ducktail spoiler in the back. On the 18, they kind of mimicked that, but they blacked out the hood, blacked out the roof, and blacked out the spoiler and the deck lid on this one. And they also gave you the mimicked.
I think the hood's a wrap, and I think the trunk, the deck lid is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the top,
Most likely, if they wrapped one, they probably wrapped it all.
but I know there's guys in there's a Facebook page
For just these
these
cars?
TAs,
Can you open the door on this one?
and guys are taking the wraps off to make them look more like the 70.
Another nice clean car. This one's obviously much newer. You almost expect it to be as perfect as it is. Can I slide in here real quick?
Sure. The irony is, as big as this car is,
Yes.
the back seat is petite.
Is it?
There's more leg room in this one.
In the 70?
Yeah.
Bigger in the back of the 70?
Yeah, it is.
Now you've got, let's see, a 7,000 red line and a 180 speedometer. Wow. I'm sure this thing will get close to it.
Yeah, it is pretty quick. I had some road tests.
Yeah.
It said it did 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds.
Well, I'm sure it could pin that needle if you had to. This is an automatic car again. Nice.
Yep.
You've got all the modern
It's got the
conveniences.
paddles, and it's got what they call the performance
paddle
pages.
shift. Yeah, right there.
They got a whole thing there called performance pages, which you can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
You've
Then it's got timers that track your 0 to 60 time.
Oh, really?
Your G's, G forces you're pulling.
You've got all your buttons on the wheel here, which is nice.
Yep.
Let me step out real quick. And we look at the back seat of this. So this has less room than the 70, huh?
It does. It does.
You've got a nice little
Only
armrest.
young kids and short people. My wife's a little person. She could fit back there.
Not that you're going to put her back here.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll accept it.
Well, she's taking it when we go out with a couple of times. We're going out with another couple, and the
Has
girls
she?
sit in the back.
Can we pop the hood of this one?
Sure.
Take a look at that 392. This plate says Tom's TA on it. Look at that. That's cool. Now there's a lot less to look at. Everything's kind of covered up and wrapped up.
It's like all
nicely.
the new cars, It's like they're not made for us to work on, really.
No, they're not. Powered by SRT. There's a functioning intake, I guess,
Yeah,
for the
it is.
air breather there. Not much to do or look at in here, but it's a big motor. A lot of power. Big heads. Very nice and clean. How many miles are on this one, roughly?
About 5,300.
5,300 for an 18. That's not a whole lot of miles.
Oh, I got too many.
You do have a lot of cars. I noticed you've got this chin spoiler on this one.
Yeah, that comes with it.
Is that part of the TA package?
Yeah.
And on the 70, you've got a chin spoiler as well.
That was an option on the TA.
That's optional on the 70 TAs?
It is. That's an
But
optional.
standard on the 18?
I just found out that was optional because a guy, he had one for sale and he didn't have one, and people were saying and it turned out that was an option.
And it kind of wraps around the bottom and then goes up in front of the wheel well. Check that out. Comes around and then goes up, sort of like the Trans Ams, the old Trans Ams.
What's interesting, you'll see a lot of guys leave the yellow shipping things on as a fashion statement. They're supposed to come off.
Yeah.
I took mine off, but it's just a matter of taste.
On this chin spoiler, it's actually looking like it's a two-piece spoiler.
Yeah, it is.
Is it two-piece?
Yeah, there are two little spoilers.
Like a left and a right. How about that? Just the little differences that they made. Let's look at the trunk of the 2018. See what that looks like. Oh, the door over here. How about that?
Yeah, it's kind of the same style.
How does that open? Does it just flip it open?
Yeah.
Look at that. It's amazing. It really looks great, but you can see the difference that they went with the two doors.
They took the styling cue.
The styling cues,
but didn't make it chrome.
And they put it on the driver's side, I guess, which is all where modern cars keep it now.
Yeah. I have to remember when I get gas that it's on the
wrong side.
Now this has a cavernous trunk.
It is pretty big. It's got this overhang here, which I didn't realize. I don't know what the purpose of that is.
Well, what I think it is, this is on the Chrysler 300 chassis.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And
So it's more of a production thing than a necessity?
exactly. If you look at the Chrysler 300 trunk, see how the back of the trunk comes down like it does.
Okay. And this whole area here, I
Yeah.
guess, is needed. Kind of a blacked out surround in here. It's pretty neat. It's carpeted real nice.
And I think these seats, I remember, I get confused. These seats might fold down.
Oh, the back seat? There are two latches up there on the inside.
They fold down.
Okay, well, we don't have to do it if
Yeah.
you can't get to it. Yeah, you can see there's a separator there.
Yeah,
Left
I've
and a
never
right.
put them down, but I had no reason to. So
That's good to know. It
Yeah.
makes a big trunk even bigger. I'm not sure a lot of people realize how much bigger this car is. It's
Well-
taller, longer, wider,
heavier.
heavier.
When you're behind a wheel, it feels big.
Does it?
Well, just when you're looking out over the dash, look at the dash.
Yeah.
The rake of the window is like, it seems like you're looking out over acreage.
This car, you sit lower, and the dash is almost equal to your face.
Yeah.
This car, you sit low, but you're still higher than the dash. You can still see out a little differently, a little better.
Yeah, it's just a whole different driving experience, really.
Yeah. Well,
I kind of like that driving experience, but I like this performance, if that makes sense.
really, this has more comfort though. The
Yeah.
new one's a little more
exactly.
comfortable.
There's guys that, I mean, I wouldn't rest mod this car because it's an original car, but guys put these, these 6.4 Hemis and all the little modern conveniences, and you got the best of both worlds,
You do, yeah. I'm a purist. I mean, there's a place for modified and custom, and I love them as well. But something like a 70 Challenger TA, you want to keep it pure if you have all the parts on it.
Yeah, it's not.
If it's a rebuild, if it's a basket case,
If
then
I
we're
found an
talking
old
different.
rusted out 318 car,
Yeah.
a 6-cylinder car, I would jump on it
That's a different
and
situation.
try and mod it,
Well, I love them both, Tom. I think you did well. It's funny you stumbled across this one, and then years later you stumbled across that
Yeah.
one, and they just happen to be TA cars, same color,
Now,
same
17
striping.
and 18 are the only 2 years that this was its own model. In 19, they went back where it's a trim level of
Really?
the SRT.
Okay.
So
And the 70 TA, that was a 1 year only, wasn't it?
that was, and they only made, I think, 2,098, something like that, just enough to homologate them
Yeah.
for
For the
SCCA.
racing.
They competed against, Z28s.
Yeah. They had some competition back then.
Yep.
Well, I love both of them, Tom. I think they're both great. I think you're a lucky man to have both of them.
I appreciate that.